first thing we're gonna do is become a BITCH. Now let's talk about getting uncomfortable. You need to start incorporating uncomfortable micro habits into your daily routine. Most people who fail are the ones who don't even begin. Guys, I'm editing this on a Sunday morning, aka my rot day, and I realized I forgot to film an intro, so I'm gonna film it right now. Hi everyone, I'm Charlize, the host of the Online Bestie podcast, where I talk about all things wellness, relationship, and self-improvement so we can all be the best version of ourselves. And if you want to hear more episodes like this, then make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and rate and review on Spotify. Thank you! Sorry you have to see me like this, but let's go back to the regular video. You better be taking advantage of the year 2025 because it's going to be very significant because the number 25 is very special. The number 2 represents balance and partnership, while the number 5 represents freedom and change. So together, the number 25 means you are finding balance in the face of change and embracing personal growth through life experiences. These past few weeks have already been super significant, with November 1st being the new moon, which also represents a lot of change because of the new lunar cycle, and the 11/11 portal opening up, which is when spiritual energies are heightened, which is the best time for you to manifest and set your intentions. And even if you don't believe any of these things, that doesn't give you an excuse to not level up to feel your absolute best by 2025. If you are done making New Year's resolutions that you are not going to meet, then you better watch this video so you can actually reach your goals. And as a certified self-aware girly who went from this to this by bettering herself, I also pay $200 a month to go to therapy. I have a few tips up my sleeve, so don't worry because your online bestie is here and I got you. First thing we're gonna do is become a BITCH. This doesn't mean we're gonna get mean and start talking down on others and seeing them as inferior, because we're not gonna think about other people at all. The focus is on you. If you want to get things done in life and level up, how are you going to do that if you are constantly worrying about other people? For example, if someone asks you to hang out and you don't actually like hanging out with them and would rather spend that time alone, what you're not going to do is say yes and grab a quick lunch with them because it will only take about an hour. Instead, this is where the bitch inside of you comes out and just simply says, no, I can't go. You see how she didn't use her energy to try to over-explain herself or come up with an excuse? Because you do not owe anybody an explanation. I read in a book the other day that no is a complete sentence. That's all you need to say. Only explain yourself if you feel better explaining yourself, but if you don't feel like you need to, then don't do it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, your goal is just to prioritize you. Let's say you become a CEO of your own company one day and your employees are constantly underperforming. You're not going to people please and let it slide because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You're going to have to be a bitch and say, if you're not going to improve, then you're going to get fired. Could people get offended by this? Of course, you're not going to make everybody happy, but this will allow you to create healthy relationships with the people around you by setting these boundaries. And not only does this help you, but this allows your friends to feel comfortable to be honest with you as well and know that you are not hiding things from them. Because if you do not stand your ground and say how you feel, you just end up with a lot of resentment and you end up hating your friends or the people that you didn't speak up to. And if you are genuinely a good person, becoming more of a bitch is not actually going to make you mean, it just makes you a priority. Now let's talk about getting uncomfortable. You need to start incorporating uncomfortable micro habits into your daily routine. The fact of the matter is, most of the things that are good for us are not actually fun, but we do these things because when you look at the bigger picture, it ends up making your quality of life better. Maybe eating junk food for every dinner makes those meals very enjoyable, but it makes you have low energy and bad health overall. So instead of thinking, is this going to make me feel good now? Start asking yourself, is this going to make me feel good later? For example, let's say you watch an episode of a TV show right before bed and you want to watch another episode right after. Maybe hitting that play button will boost your mood right now, but tomorrow you're going to be tired and miserable the rest of the day. Therefore, you need to make the uncomfortable decision of turning the TV off and going to bed so you feel amazing with high energy the next day. Personally, I used to have a habit of over drinking, and recently I decided to start asking myself, is another drink going to make me feel good later? And usually the answer is always no, so that is when I have realized that, you know what, I don't need to drink. And whenever you do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, make sure to reward yourself so you train your brain with positive reinforcement. So for me, I go to the gym every morning because I know it's good for me, but in the moment, I don't actually like doing it. So to motivate me to go, I will always end the workout with a matcha afterwards as a reward for myself. You need to start small in order to see huge results, because if you do a lot of habits all at once, you're going to overwork yourself and burn out. I've recently been trying to grow my glutes at the gym, and I very naively bravely just decided to go into it, put a lot of weights on and just max out and go 3 times a week. But this led to me completely hurting my back. And then the week after that, I couldn't even go to the gym at all because I needed to heal. So instead of actually progressing towards my goal, I was setting myself back. You can literally start this right now by adding any micro habit into your day that makes you feel uncomfortable but you know is good for you. And don't forget to reward yourself afterwards. So I learned a new word the other day, which is self-efficacy, which is the belief in one's own ability to achieve their goals. Most people who fail are the ones who don't even begin. I get so many people messaging me all the time about wanting to start content creation, but the number one message I see is them being too embarrassed to even post. You are too embarrassed because you don't even believe that you can be successful on social media. So how can you make yourself feel like you're worth 1 million followers? You could draft up video ideas of what you're genuinely passionate about. You could watch other creators and see what's working for them. You could even create an entirely new account dedicated to all the videos you're posting. Just do what makes you feel comfortable and create a space for you to genuinely succeed in. Even for me, I just started posting on YouTube consistently this year and I haven't gotten a video hit like 1 million views yet. And I will still get comments like, this is so embarrassing, you don't get a lot of views, like how are you posting so much? But despite these comments, I'm not embarrassed because you're not watching me fail, you're watching me grow. And while I'm here putting in the work, achieving my goals and creating the life I want for myself, you're over there watching my videos that you don't even like and commenting negative things. And I know that you have too much time on your hands because with the work that I'm doing, I do not have the time to go watch a video I don't like and comment on it. At the end of the day, it all comes down to believing that you're worth your own love. Everything we do is an act of love. We feed ourselves, we bathe ourselves, we learn new things for ourselves. Even getting out of bed today is an act of love because we are choosing to live life. We are choosing to use our bodies and move it around. So just be gentle and kinder to yourself because whether you believe it or not, you are choosing to love yourself every day. Start doing little things each day to get to that point where you can believe that you can achieve anything that you want. And just know that everybody is just holding on and trying to find love for themselves too. So if someone calls you embarrassing or is judging and laughing at you, it is just a projection of their own insecurities. It's that time of the episode where I read your journal prompts. So the journal prompt last week was, what were your dating non-negotiables? At Ruby Core says, I would definitely say you'll have to love yourself first before because it can get really tiring after a while. We know that they're enough, but they don't know, if you know what I mean. And set goals for themselves and try to be the best version of themselves. Also, someone who sees the best in others as well as being able to make me happy and laugh. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ruby. I feel like that is a very valid non-negotiable to have. And I know that you will be able to find someone like that because you just deserve someone like that. What you attract in this world is what you will receive. Someone else says, my non-negotiables are they are ambitious and will work hard towards their goals and have an active lifestyle and are willing to work out or go on hikes with me. I love that. I love going on hikes. I feel like that is also my non-negotiable because hiking makes me so happy. I go like every weekend or at least go to like a cafe and journal every weekend. I definitely agree with like ambitious and having goals and having an active lifestyle for sure because that is like the lifestyle that I live as well. If you're dating someone who's lazy, sometimes you turn lazy too, and we do not want that. For this week's journal prompt, I want you to tell me what uncomfortable micro habit you're going to start incorporating into your routine this week. Feel free to comment that below and I will read it in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you on the next Mindful Monday. Mwah. Bye!